Good morning and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live on Facebook. I'm Christina Crowley and I am glad you're here to join me today. And if you're watching me on the replay, I want to say thank you very much for watching me on the replay, or thank you for joining me live. I'm glad that you are here. I labeled today's live video Perfectly Imperfect. And that is because I believe in perfect imperfection and not striving for true perfection. And the reason this came around is because I have a friend in Montana who, she's lived in Montana for years and years and years, and she's a transplant, and she went there of her own free choice. And Montana is a beautiful, wonderful place, especially the area she lives, which is near Bozeman. And I grew up in that area. I grew up in the Butte area, and I've lived in Missoula for a number of years. And whenever the snow comes, she complains about the snow, and I thought, but I don't want to say anything to her because I know that I don't know her well enough to know what she's really feeling or how to really approach her with it. So when I read that, I think that that's her perfect imperfection, and I wanted to go forth with doing these lives being perfectly imperfect. And I think we need to approach that in all of the ways of our life. And that's partially why I created Inspiration Morning, is because when things are really imperfect, I needed to go somewhere where I could find the inspiration to continue being perfectly imperfect, but continuing forth with that action. And this morning is the same kind of way. It is snowing like crazy here in Denver. I've got 12, 15 inches in my backyard. And I could let that get me down. I don't always like the snow, but I'm glad we have some snow because this is our first big snow of the season. And it's great. And I'm in my office and it's loud around, but I'm going to do my Inspiration Morning Live because it is perfectly imperfect. I want to say hi to the people who I see who've joined us. Go ahead and write any comments if you feel like you'd like to. If you have any questions to ask, go ahead and do that too. And I want to say thank you for watching. And back into my thought. So it is snowy around here, and I watch as the cars go around the circle out my office window, which is that away. And I see the cars sliding around the circle, and I see the guys who take care of the walkways, doing the snow. And I went out. I brought my dogs outside. That's why the slicked back hair today and the ponytail. It is perfectly imperfect, and and that's how I am today, and that is who I am. I don't want to be anyone else, and that's why I come forward and say hello to everybody in the morning. That's why I do the memes, so that when you're gonna let your imperfections stop you from doing anything, that maybe you might come and find that little bit of inspiration you need to keep going forward with your perfectly imperfectness. Going forward like that is how everybody does that. And I've realized that over the years, the people who I've really looked up to, who I thought are perfect, and I can never be quite like them, is like they go forward with their perfectly imperfection. And Eleanor Roosevelt was somebody who I admire. I admire her writings. She is perfectly imperfect. Brene Brown writes a lot about daring greatly and being perfectly imperfect. So embrace that about yourself. I'm embracing it about, I'm not the perfectest person. I hate my fat face. It is perfectly imperfect. I'm working on it. You may see some changes over the next several months of me doing this, but it is perfectly imperfect. It is who I am in the moment, and I like who I am. I like who I'm becoming, and I like who I am. I'm always working on being what I want. And part of the perfectly imperfectness about today is I have the dogs in here with me, and they're going to bump the camera. So enjoy your weekend. Embrace you and your weekend and your days and whatever you think isn't quite right. And give it some gratitude for being the imperfectly imperfectness that it is. And I'm using that over and over again. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, please give me hearts and thumbs up for those of you who are out there, because the more of them I get, the more Facebook likes it, and then the more people get to see it. And so I want you to just enjoy your days. I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm going to be inside. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I really appreciate you joining me today. So does Millie. My Millie's down here going, oh, Chrissy, when are we going back outside again? But it's so cold. And So perfectly imperfect, our imperfections are what make us unique. But it is perfect, those imperfections. And my mom tried to teach me that for so many years. Uh, Growing up in a town with a lot of really beautiful people, I never felt beautiful enough. But I always thought my mom was gorgeous. I always thought my mom was beautiful. And for many, many, many years, she tried to teach me your imperfections are what make you truly beautiful. And accepting those makes you even more beautiful. And you learn over time. And as I've gone into my over 40 plus years, being over, I'm 51 now. I am 51. I'm embracing that perfectly or perfection and not worrying so much about what people think, because if I worry about what people think, I'm not going to continue on my path. And my path has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of hard work. And with Inspiration Morning, with the Facebook Lives coming as they are, I'm going to continue this perfectly in perfection. And I'm going to be talking about new topics each day. I have my coffee mug today. My coffee mug today is more, it's love. And love of self, love of my life, love of imperfections, and love of other people's imperfections too. And the love of people's imperfections brings me to another thought. It is though there are certain people throughout my life who've been there. They've been there for me. And then there are the ones who haven't quite been there for me. And though I love them and I accept them and I forgive them for anything that they've ever done to me, that doesn't mean I come back and say, thank you, may I have another. I accept their imperfections, but I don't have to let that back into my life. And that is standing up for me. That is embracing me. And that is accepting me and accepting them. I think it's an honorable thing to do, but it doesn't mean we let them, we let anything into our lives that we find unacceptable. Yet I accept their imperfections. I want to say hi to everybody who's joining me, and those of you who've been here for a little bit. I do see that there's a little eye with some people there, so give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts, give me some love. I appreciate it. I'm going to be ending this now because I think I've kind of covered what I need to say for today, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful and beautiful weekend. I know I am. Teresa is too, and I've got the pups, and thank you for the thumbs up. It's a wonderful, beautiful snowy day here in Denver, and 15 plus inches in the backyard, and it's still snowing. And I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I'm going to cocoon inside. I'm going to bake. I'm going to make some meatloaf. I'm going to have a wonderful day. I'm making the best of it. The weather is something I can't control. And my friend in Montana, I love you. You are a wonderful, great person. And that is why I've never said anything about you complaining about snow when you live in Montana. I could live in Miami. I've lived in Florida. I've lived in California. And I choose to live in Denver. Right now it is perfect for me because we get a lot of sunshine here. We get a lot of snow all at once, and I like the high altitude, and I love the mountains, and I love being able to go out and walk every day. My pups are a little disappointed. We're not going to go walking today. We're going to play in the backyard. Cleaned it up real well yesterday, so because I knew that the weather was coming, so we're going to play in the backyard, and they're in here pouting, but cheering me on at the same time. They appreciate me, and I appreciate them. And so I want to say thank you to those of you who have watched. I'm going to wrap this up now, and I hope to be seeing you again soon. Those of you who are watching, take the time to feel free to write a comment. If you, sorry, I have to scratch my nose. If you like, feel free to message me and say a hello. I'm going to be starting a contest on Inspiration Morning this coming week. And for those of you who like, share, comment, tag some posts that are going to be going on this week, I'm going to put you in the realm I'm going to put your name in the hat for a giveaway I'm doing next Saturday. It's going to be a $25 Amazon gift card. I did these last year, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It's just a way of saying thank you for liking the Inspiration Morning page. Thank you for liking the work that I do, and thank you for like in the affirmations. I'm going to talk about affirmations probably at some point this every week. People, I think affirmations are just so helpful, and liking, sharing, commenting really makes me happy, and it lets me know what you feel is important. So I want to give you a lot of amore, a lot of love back to you. I love my coffee cups with their beautiful sayings as much as I love my memes with the beautiful sayings. And I love all of the beautiful Inspiration Morning members and the people who follow all of the memes with the beautiful sayings on them and the beautiful backgrounds. I feel like, when I think about those, I calm down a little bit, and it inspires me to continue through with my goals, to continue on, and it lets me be a little more thoughtful. And so thank you all once again. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. I'm going to be doing these in the mornings, as many as I can, unless something, things do come up. It's the perfect imperfection of doing this live broadcast on Inspiration Morning. So I want to say thank you all. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Facebook loves the hearts. They love the likes. They love the shares, and the thumbs up. It just helps us get out this broadcast to the audience. And should anybody have questions that they don't feel like they could put in the comments section right there, if they have a comment and you want to personal message me, that's okay. I do respond to personal messages. Sometimes they're fast, sometimes they're not. Today I'm going to be at home a lot throughout the day. I'm going to be taking the dogs out. I'm going to be doing some wonderful cooking, and I'll report back on that tomorrow, because that is a part of my perfect imperfection. I love to cook, but I am not the best cook. I follow recipes and I think, something would be fabulous added, and it's not always the best thing. So that is part of my perfect imperfection. I do need to follow recipes, otherwise my cooking turns out so-so. But I have my Harlow up now. She's saying, "Oh, Chrissy, come on, let's go back outside again." So I am going to take my pup outside, and we are going to enjoy our day, and I hope that you enjoy your day too. I appreciate those of you who have stayed for the broadcast, and those of you who are watching this in the replay. That's Harlow in the background. I can see the curtain moving. Alrighty, bye-bye. Thank you for being here. I'm going to have to figure out a tagline for the end of this. Perfectly imperfect is what it's all about today. Embrace it and enjoy it. Maybe write in some of your perfectly imperfections in the comments section. My perfect imperfection is this live broadcast in some ways. It is doing it when you can probably hear the dishes being done in the background. It's my cooking. My biggest perfectly imperfection is my cooking. And alrighty, but thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to say sign off now. Bye-bye.